So chapter 13, two-way analysis of variance. In this chapter, we will cover two topics, that is two-way ANOVA model and its inference. And first we will see what is two-way ANOVA, and we'll cover all these points. Now two-way designs. So we earlier was seeing a one-way design. So there are two factors, that is independent variables are studied in conjunction with the response dependent variable. So there are thus two ways of organizing the data as shown in a two-way table. So two-way table 3x4 design to test the effectiveness of a video game experience, and here we can see joysticks type, it is 1 2 3 and difficulty level are 1 2 3 4. So there are two factors, and each number in the body of the table is the number of people who were assigned to use that particular joystick on that particular difficulty level. So when the dependent variable is quantitative, the data are analyzed with a two-way ANOVA procedure. A chi-square test is used instead if the dependent variable is categorical. So we should keep this point in mind. So what are the advantages? It is more efficient to study two factors at once than separately. A two-way design requires smaller sample sizes per condition than does a series of one-way designs, because the samples for all level of factor B contribute to sampling for factor A. And including a second factor thought to influence the response variable help reduce the residual variation in the model. And in a one-way ANOVA for factor A, any effect of factor B is assigned to a residual error term. In a two-way ANOVA, both factors contribute to the fit part of the model. And interaction between factors can be investigated. That's a two-way ANOVA breaks down the fit part of the model. Between each way of the main components, the two factors, and an interaction effect, that is interaction cannot be tested within a series of one-way ANOVA. So these three are the advantages of two-way ANOVA. I think you are able to understand this point, but if you are not able to understand, I would just say one thing. Particularly, it is saying if you are taking two factors, we are able to contribute it in the model instead of the error term. Whereas in a one-way ANOVA, if we are considering only one factor, other factor B is assigned to the residual, that is the error term. Now, two-way ANOVA model, we record quantitative variable in two-way design with I levels of factor A and J levels of factor B. There are I by J combinations in the two sets of factor levels. These creates IJ population of potential responses. We will use IJ to denote the population for which factor A is at level I and factor B is at level J. So we assume that we have I by J independent simple random samples, one from each population, and that each population is normal. Sample sizes do not have to be identical. The population means may be different, but all populations have the same standard deviation sigma. So let Xijk represent the kth observation from population Ij. The statistical model is, similarly we have already seen that Xijk is equal to mean Ij plus error Ijk. So the main effects and interactions, each factor is represented by a main effect. This is the impact on the response, that is on the dependent variable of varying level of the factors regardless of the other factor, that is a pooling together the levels of other factor. There are two main effects, one for each factor. The interaction of both factors are also studied and is described by the interaction effect. And when there is no clear interaction, the main effects are enough to describe the data. In the presence of interaction, the main effects could mask what is really going on with the data. About the interaction, so two variables interact if a particular combination of variables leads to results that would not be anticipated on the basis of the main effect of those two variables. For example, drinking alcohol increases the chance of throat cancer, as does smoking. However, people who both drink and smoke have an even higher chance of getting throat cancer. The combination of smoking and drinking is particularly dangerous. These risk factors interact. So an interaction implies that the effect of one variable is different at different levels of the another variable. The effect of smoking on the probability of getting throat cancer is greater for people who drink than for people who do not drink. The effect of smoking differs depending on whether drinkers or non-drinkers are being considered. So that is the type of interaction we are taking into account. So now inference. One way ANOVA tests the following model of the data. So data total is equal to fit in, that is in groups we can see here, groups and the residual error. So the sum of squares and degree of freedom are sum of squares total is equal to sum of square group plus sum of square of error. Degree of freedom is degree of freedom for group plus degree of freedom of error. A two-way design breaks down the fit part of the model into more specific subcomponent, so that now it is, because there are two components, so we will have SSA, SSB. Then SSAB, because there might be interaction or not, and for error that is SSE. Similarly, for degree of freedom, we will say degree of freedom A, degree of freedom B, degree of freedom AB plus degree of freedom E. A and B are the two main effects from which each of the two factors, and AB represents the interaction of the factor of A and B. Now here are the formulae, and here we can see for factor A, factor B. So degree of freedom is I minus 1, whereas for factor B, degree of freedom is J minus 1. It is represented as sum of squares A, sum of square B, and the formula of mean square A is equal to sum of square A divided by degree of freedom of A. And for F, we will calculate as MSA divided by MSE. And similarly for B, we can see the similar formula is there, but when we talk about the interaction now, for the degree of freedom, we can see I minus 1 multiplied by J minus 1. So because there is interaction. And sum of square is sum of square of AB, whereas mean of square is SSAB divided by DFAB, that is degree of freedom. SSAB divided by DFAB. And FAB is equal to MSAB divided by mean squared error. Error is N minus Ij, and SSE MSE is SSE divided by DFE. Now the total, we have already seen about the total. And here there are three different p-values we can see. One is for factor A, one is for factor B, and for the interaction it is for FAB. So p-values for factor A, p-value of factor B are the main effects, and interaction is the p-value of the interaction effect of A and B. Error represents a variability in the measurements within the group, and MSE is an unbiased estimate of the population variance sigma square. So here's an example. It's saying that what effect does running have on heart rate? 200 subjects in each of 4 categories. Female control female runner, male control male runner were asked to run for 6 minutes, and then their heart rates were measured. So here is our data with the N200 mean for group control and sex female. These values has been recorded. So the preliminary analysis suggests that because of the ratio of the largest standard deviation to the smallest is less than 2, the assumption of equal population standard deviation is plausible. Normal plots not shown also suggest the assumption of normality is reasonable. So now we will see the results, and here we can see for the model, here we can see the probability is 0.0001. So result is significant with F value to 96.35. And here if we see for group sex and interaction, we can see all these three values are significant. So group and then gender and their interaction all are significant. So both main effects and the interaction are statistically significant. To further interpret these results, we graph the means with error bars. In an interaction plot, main effects can be seen by the lines being at different heights and not being horizontal. Interactions can be seen by the fact that the lines are not parallel. So there are a few cautions we have to take. Always construct a plot of factor level means. Examine for possible interaction. Examine for test of interaction first. Presence for a strong interaction may influence the interpretation of the main effects. And when an interaction is present, carefully examine the means to properly interpret the data. The marginal means do not tell the whole story. An examination of treatment means may provide a better interpretation than the ANOVA F-test for main effect. A treatment mean is the mean response to a particular combination of factor levels.